Hello, everyone. Welcome again today. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you for joining us here. It's just going to be me and you all today. Andrew is, you might be able to hear him in the next room. He is attending the Metalwork Symposium virtually, and they have a kind of late afternoon, early evening make and share kind of thing going on. So he's involved in that, but he has pulled for me the lots that we're going to go over today for spring cleaning day 6, I think it is. So some nice lots today. Hopefully you'll like these. I hope that these spring cleaning kind of videos are kind of, I know there's a little bit of pressure because there's a limited quantity, but I hope they've been kind of relaxing and a little bit less stressful than sometimes our videos can be when you're really trying to get at stuff, right? And I know some of these I know are really nice too. But I hope it's been a little bit lower key. The videos have been a little bit shorter than we usually go, so hopefully that's okay for you all. But yeah, anyway, I had that on my mind because I was like, I hope they're liking these spring cleaning lots. I hope you're liking these videos. Because we're going to have them the rest of this week. But hopefully you're enjoying this. If you are, let me know in the comments. And if you like these videos that we do and all these things that we do, whether that's tutorials on Tuesday, Andrew's live tutorials, whether it's our selling videos here, whether it's our Saturday morning tutorials, hopefully you're all watching those. I hope you'll share this content. So please hit the share button. Please hit the thumbs up and the likes and all that good stuff, and follow and subscribe and all that good stuff too. So yeah, welcome. Let's see who's with us. Suzanne is with us, says hello. William and Andrew and Barnaby and Gilbert. Hello out there, AG Bead fam. Yeah, hello. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we're at Star Cottage Studio today. When you see this behind us, that's Star Cottage Studio. That's where we're filming. We have a little filming setup here. We hope to improve this filming setup over time, but that costs money, of course. And until we start raking in all that dough from our YouTube monetization, we got to work on it slowly. But all your shares help. And if you'd like to help out even more, you can join our Patreon for Star Cottage Studio. And that is right there, patreon.com/Star Cottage Studio. You can check that out. And if you'd like to donate to us every month, you can set up a monthly patron subscription there. And hopefully, I just realized that's blocking my face now. Hopefully, you'll enjoy what you get. Andrew tries to write there at least weekly, different levels, get different things, whether that's a digital art from Andrew or jewelry instructions or different kinds of things. So there are 3 different levels you can join at. I think they start at $3 only a month. So if you're watching this and you're like, yo, I like what they do, but I don't make jewelry. And I don't plan on making jewelry for a while, at least. But you like that we're spreading the arts, that we're growing this community, this creative community. If you like all the things we do, and you're not somebody who's going to buy a lot from us, this right here is a great way, or maybe it's on this side on your screen, I don't know. But it's a great way for you to be able to support us and all the things that we do. So thank you so much, all of you who are already a member of the Patreon and all those future members. Thank you. We appreciate it. So Norma is with us. Hello, Norma. June is with us. Hello. Suzanne said, just paid up. Feeling excited to see. Awesome. Barb is back, y'all. I am super excited about that. No more late nights here, at least for a while. Just cramming in some shipping. So hopefully you'll start seeing lots more packages go out. I know she did a bunch today. Let's see. Harry is with us. Hello, Harry. Thanks for joining in. Amanda is with us. I think your packages, Amanda, are going out tomorrow. We're going to work on Canadian people tomorrow. So Amanda and Marianne should be going out hopefully tomorrow. Susan is with us. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining in. Hello, June. I think I said that already. Did I? Norma, June? I did. I was forward in my comments. Let's see here. Suzanne says, does Barnaby have a Patreon? I know, he needs his own channel, right? I do want to do little things with them, so we'll see. Barnaby's been having a little bit of a hard time lately. These weather changes, we've been going like this, and he has been coughing a lot. His asthma is kicking up, and so he's had to have his little steroids. He gets a little mouth shot every once in a while when it gets really bad. The last 2 or 3 days he's had to have them, which is the most he's had to have in a while, consecutively. So I'm blaming mostly the weather. My allergies are going crazy. My nose is like running. Spring is in the air here, so I think that's also affecting him. So we've been going outside for walks, which he loves. And, you know, the outside probably isn't the best for him, but it enhances his mood a lot if he's able to go outside. He gets much happier. He gets kind of lets some stress go. So even though there's probably pollen and temperature changes and all that going on, I think the mental health for Barnaby going outside does more than does more good than harm. Anyway, we'll say it that way. But yeah, I would like to do a Barnaby page or something. Let's see who else is with us. Cheryl's with us today. Amanda says, oh no, sweet Barnaby. I know he's been having a rough time, but so have I, so has Andrew. Like I said, allergies here are crazy. So hopefully that's all it is and he'll be fine. He's also been, because it's getting warmer, he's not sleeping in the bed with us as much. So that, that whole thing with him having coughing and not resting with us, it makes me get a little bit anxious that he's trying to, be away from us. But every evening, pretty much, if we're watching TV or eating dinner, he's like right there beside me, but he won't sit on top of me like he used to be because it's getting warm. And he likes to be warm, but I think it's getting warm enough that he doesn't need the body heat. Hello, Teresa. Thanks for joining in. Fran says, hi, William and everyone. My allergies are up big time. Oh, you're telling me. Yeah, it's been, I take 2 different allergy pills every single day. One of them is to keep my hives from my thyroid, to try and keep those contained. The other one is for this outside stuff going on. So yeah, I get it. I'm on 2 allergy pills a day and I get itchy eyes and stuffy / runny nose. Like right now I want to dig my eyes out because it's so itchy. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Hello, Marianne. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you here. Susan says, our new dishwasher works great. The new oven, not so much. After troubleshooting, it's most likely a problem with the outlet not having enough power. Isn't that something? I know I've gotten used to looking at power requirements because we buy the various equipment here at Star Cottage Studio for metalworking and stuff. And we had our entire electrical stuff redone last year when we moved in. Last year? The year before? I can't remember now. Partially last year, I think partially the year before. And we had all that redone. And now every time we buy something, we have to be like, okay, is this on its own circuit? Is this on its own breaker? Whatever it is. Some things have to be. It shouldn't be like that in your house though, right? It should just work. So sorry you're having issues with that. I think it's always fun to get new things. I'm not one of those people necessarily that has an issue with change. It's not fun to pay for them all the time. And then when you pay for them and then they still don't work right, that's not fun. But I hope you figure that out. And hopefully that's a quick and easy and inexpensive fix. Let's see here. Suzanne's having a cold snap there. We are kind of in a cold snap. The high is 48 today, which is exactly what temperature my watch says it is right now. But it's been sunny. And so the sun has been bringing people out. I had a few people out and about in the store today. Some people coming from Pittsburgh, some people coming from a little bit closer. But still, nice day, I think. A little bit chilly, but 48 is a little bit chilly for me, unless I'm out walking or something. So I am doing better today. I don't know if I think I wasn't here yesterday. So yesterday y'all, this week, I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. Yesterday, I was so sore from my running. I think I talked about it a little bit. I did it on my William Tries Things page. I'm trying to start running and I'm trying to wake up earlier. And I have been successful waking up earlier, 9 to 9:15 every day. And for some of you, I know that sounds very late in the day, but for me, that's an hour to 2 hours earlier than I normally wake up. So I've been going to bed between midnight and 1 about every night. So that's been working out. I get my 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And I was running. I started running the first day I started running. I ran, it was like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, but I ran 3 miles, which some people have said maybe that was too much, but I didn't feel like it was too much. And I was I'm not like sprinting the whole time. Sometimes it's walking, sometimes it's jogging, sometimes it's running. But I was just having a really good time. It was a beautiful sunny day and the weather was nice. And so I just kept running until I completed my circles on my watch. That's pretty much what it is, 30 minutes. And so I ran the next day, but the next day I was a little bit sore. So I only ran, I think it was like 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. And then I walked the rest of the way for about 30, total of 30 or 40 minutes. But I will tell you, yesterday, it hit me. It was like the second day after, like 2 days after is usually when you're the most sore. It happened. I was like almost having to climb to go up the stairs to bed. And I was working my other job and I'm just like, I told everyone, I'm like, okay, everybody, you're going to see me like hobbling around a little bit. I'm okay. I just did a little too much exercise. But yeah, but I'm gonna probably do a walk tonight, maybe a little jogging tonight. We'll see when I get home what the weather's like. If it's too cold, I may do something inside. But I'm on my way. So my William Tries Things, that's what I'm trying right now. I'm trying to do a full month of 5 out of the 7 days of the week exercising for 30 minutes and starting to get up earlier. My goal is to get up by 8 a.m., but I'm at 9 to 9:15, so I'm backtracking a little bit. And by the end of the month, hopefully I'll be waking up at 8. So anyway, yeah. Harry said we're at 39 right now, but sunny, you're colder than us, but close to what we are. Marianne says it's warmer today at 41. Nice. Suzanne says cold and drizzle here. Luckily the rain has held off here. Susan says allergy issues are so bad right now. Hope everyone, including Barnaby, is doing better. Thank you. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough. Susan says we're supposed to get severe weather Friday, keeping my fingers crossed that it doesn't happen. I think we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow, and it's going to the next 2 nights. I believe it's supposed to be down in the 20s for us. So I feel bad for all the little flowers. I might cover the blueberry bush because it is starting to push out some buds, and I don't want those to get frozen off. Normally they hold up really well. It's just if it's super sunny in the morning, the frost and the sun can burn everything off. So we'll see. I might have to cover it with some kind of fabric. We'll see. Harry says, I started taking a supplement called Epicor 10 years ago. No colds, hardly any allergy issues since. That's good. My allergies definitely, they say your allergies run in 7-year cycles. Mine definitely do that. And I think I'm in the midst of starting another cycle because I've been doing pretty well with allergies here recently, but let's see. Yeah, I think this year should probably be an on year. I think. Anyway, I'll have to look that up because I've never heard of that, at least not in my recollection that I've heard of that. If I see the packaging, I might recognize it. Let's see here. Fran says, oh, that's so awesome. Thank you. Marion says, a good brisk walk. Yeah, I'm one of those people, when I go for something, I want to do it. And I actually kind of enjoy running. Don't tell my former self that. I never thought I was going to be one of those people that actually liked running, but now when I can't do it in a day, like the last few days, I've been getting a little antsy because I'm like, I want to go out running. I don't necessarily always want to go out running in the morning, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and listening to some podcasts, especially, that talk about your circadian rhythms. And the newest kind of thing out there, this guy who his entire life is about researching circadian rhythms. He's a doctor, I think at Stanford, but I can't remember exactly. He was talking about how blue lights from your phone, you know how they're talking about blue light blockers and all that stuff. He said that's garbage. There's not enough light in your phone or any of those devices to severely impact your going to sleep or your circadian rhythms. So he says blue lights from your phone, from your TV, it's not enough light to do anything. They've done numerous studies and none of them have ever showed a difference more than like 3 to 7 minutes on going to bed after watching devices for hours before bed. So that was a good thing for me because I always turn my blue light off. I go to that makes your screen yellow. And it makes me crazy because you can't see the real colors. So now I just leave it on. And it has not affected me, I will say. But he also says that if you want to adjust, like if you're a night owl and you want to adjust to morning, or if you are traveling and you hit that those different time zones and you're a little bit whacked out from it. He said the best thing to do is if you want to start waking up early or to adjust, to try within 30 minutes to 60 minutes of waking up. If you're waking, try and wake up in the morning, and within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up, go outside for 3 to 10 minutes and take in the outside, the morning light, even if it's overcast, even if you can't go outside, he says through a window can work, but it's best, of course, if you go outside because the lux, the amount of light in the morning, helps to set your waking and going to sleep time. Specifically, the morning helps to move you closer to a morning person. And then when you take in that night light after you've taken in the morning light, when you take in the evening light, it helps to actually set you on the path to going to sleep. Whereas if you wake up later in the day and you take in only afternoon/evening light, like I used to, it just pushes you further into being a night person. And so that's what I've been trying to do. In my waking up, I try to wake up by right now 9:15. And within 30 minutes to an hour of waking up, I like to take the cats out for a walk so that I get some light and they get to go outside a little bit. Or if I go running, that's my time to go out. And I'll still take the cats out. So I've been doing this for now only a few days, and already I am finding it much easier to wake up in the morning. And I am nearly exhausted by midnight, which is not my normal style. Normally at midnight, I'm like just getting started. And now I'm exhausted by then. So I think it's working. So if that helps any of you, I don't know. If you want to convert to being a night person, take in the evening light only. If you want to be a morning person, start by taking in the morning light. Seems to be a thing. Other people have also said one thing that will help you is watching the sunset. So I'm trying to make time in my day just to watch the sunset, which I have noticed, and I don't know if your cats do it, but I have noticed that Gilbert especially often watches the sunset. I never realized that until I started doing this. And then I realized like he's back there watching the sunset too. So maybe there's just something natural to that. Anyway, I'm going to get through some comments here since I've been rambling on. Let's see here. Teresa says, did you see the 5-planet lineup a few days ago at sunset? I did not, but I just saw something. I thought it was going to happen tonight or tomorrow. I must have. Again, Facebook showing me something saying it's going to happen tomorrow, and it was really, they showed it like 4 days ago. I'm like 5 to 7 days wrong on Facebook on everything. But I did see that was supposed to happen, but I didn't actually, I saw the headline only, unfortunately, or I probably would know that it already happened. Amanda says, severe weather for your area is tornadoes or thunderstorms. Here, asking me, Are you asking Susan? I know you've been talking with Susan back and forth. For us, severe weather is mostly just thunderstorms or wind, high wind. We have had 1 or 2 tornadoes touch down here in the last few years, but that is pretty rare. That is pretty rare. Let's see here. Diane says in Arizona, it's 84 degrees. That's too hot. That's too hot for me right now. I hope you're enjoying it though. Hello, Michelle. I got your email today. I did not get a chance to check it out though, because I saw it late in the day. I don't know when you sent it, but I saw it late in the day. So I'm going to look into that tomorrow for you. Amanda says, William, do you get the runner's high? I don't think I run long enough to get the runner's high. Usually when I'm running, it takes me a little bit to get into it. Even if I'm super excited about it, it takes me a little bit to get into it. But I'm also an anxious person. So I run around our town. So it takes me a little while to get out of my head as being like, these people are going to be watching me. They're going to see me running. Like I would probably run like a crazy person. Like, and they're going to see that. So it takes me a little while to get out of my head and then get into it. And then when I do finally get into it, but I don't get any kind of super high off of it, I would say. But I don't also think, like I said, I run long enough, or I don't run in an area where I can zone out too much. I wear my headphones, but I always put them in transparency mode so I can hear what's going on around me. And I do run where there's traffic. There's no, in our neighborhood, right where I run, some places don't even have sidewalks. So I have to run on the road. So I have to constantly keep looking out for traffic. So I think that also doesn't help me. I should go to a place where I can just run and be free, but maybe. But right now I just go out my door, and the closest roads that I can run on, that's where I run. Let's see here. Everyone's saying hi to everyone. That's good. I like that. Susan says, I'll have to try that Epicor. That would be good. May have to give it to Andrew too. Hello, Joan. That's a new name, I think. I haven't seen that name at least in a while. Joan, have you been with us for a while? If not, let us know where you're coming from. And hopefully you like what we do. If you are new, you're like, what is going on? I don't see anything yet. That's true. If you're new here, welcome. We like to talk with each other and just discuss our day and our thoughts and what's going on. And we comment, read your comments, and we talk with you about your comments. And then we get into the show. But it's all about community for us. It's about building that creative community. Of course, we have to sell things. We're a business. If we want to stay in business and keep building that community, we have to sell stuff. So part of these videos are always selling things, but equally important, if not more important, is getting to know all of you and creating that community. So if we are not your style, you like to get right into buying stuff, that's not going to be us. So I do recommend in that case, maybe watching us after, like through a replay, or tuning in a little bit late. Generally, we talk for about 30 to 45 minutes in the beginning, sometimes up to an hour or more, and then we get into it. So if you are new here, I apologize for all the talk in the beginning, but not really, because that's what we do. And there's nothing to be sorry for when you're getting to know great people. So thank you for joining us. Marianne says, for cats, night is a good time. Yeah, they always say that, except our cats actually sleep at night. They've taken on our schedule. And I think Barnaby is way thrown off, because Barnaby usually, if he doesn't sleep with me all night, he comes in the morning time and sleeps with me for a few hours in the morning. And because I've been getting up earlier than usual, he's getting cheated out of like an hour or 2 hours of sleep. And normally he's like looking at me, waiting for me to wake up. And now I'm like waking up and he's like, what is, you can see it on his face. He's like, what is going on? I got to get up now. But he's always ready to go outside. So as long as he gets to go out, he's happy. Yeah, but our cats have definitely taken on, they do things at night a little bit, but they definitely sleep a lot of the night, which is weird. Of course, they say cats sleep like 20 hours a day anyway, so they're probably sleeping right now too. Amanda says, I think that's why my kids used to like getting up with the sun. Now only one does. Yeah, it depends on your light and your take-in, I guess. Marianne says 84, much too hot. I agree. I agree. Michelle says no problem. It's another big list. Yeah, it's good. I'll have to see. Most of it we probably don't have in stock. I will say that. We don't keep a lot of seed beads. I mean, you see a lot of seed beads behind me. These are all vintage, not for sale, at least not yet anyway. But we are not big on seed beading. We don't have a seed bead teacher, except Andrew, who teaches it once in a while. And we don't have a lot of students who use seed beads in the way that seed beaters use them. We use them as spacers and things like that. So if nothing else, Michelle, by doing these lists for you, we are stocking up the store with extras too, because generally when you're asking for a tube, a lot of our suppliers require us to buy more than one. So it's a good thing. We add seed beads to our wall, which is good. Harry says, last night we could see it, the planets, I'm guessing you mean, but I was lazy and looked out the window. That surprises me, Harry, that you just looked out the window for something like that. Let's see here. Cindy is with us, shared and liked. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Joan says, Portland, Oregon. Nice. Where are we? We are in Ligonier, Pennsylvania, which no one hardly ever knows. So that means we are about 60 miles to the east of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So we're just outside Pittsburgh. For us in Pennsylvania, anyway, we say just outside because an hour drive in most places in Pennsylvania from most small towns is not a long way. Some people drive an hour just to go to the grocery store. So yeah, so we're just outside Pittsburgh. And if you're ever in Pennsylvania, we hope you'll join us. We have a little brick and mortar bead store that we've kept going since 2011, which we are very proud of. And knock on wood, we are still there. We're still there. And I just had someone today traveling from Pittsburgh who said she travels all over, and everywhere she goes, she looks for bead stores. And she said, unfortunately, there are so few of them anymore. She says, when I go through Facebook or Yelp, there's so many bead stores that say permanently closed or temporarily closed. And she said, it's really sad. She makes mosaics, so she uses beads in her mosaics. And they were really pretty. I saw some pictures. So yeah, it is a sad thing, but like I said, thankfully we're still going. We have a small boutique style bead store. We handpick almost everything that we bring in. We hand inspect everything, and we keep our prices as low as possible so that your prices are always as low as possible. We're not trying to inflate our prices so that we can give you 80% off sales. That's not our style. We want you to get the best prices as much as possible. And if we have a sale, which is a little bit more rare than many places maybe these days, it's an extra treat rather than, the time to, really have to stock up or whatever. Yeah, so that's who we are and that's where we are. So thank you for joining us, Joan. Let's see here. Cindy's in both places again. Thank you so much. Oh, everything just jumped. Sorry, every once in a while, if you're new to us, my comments jump. So that means I miss stuff in between, so I have to scroll back. Marianne says, I try to keep my heart rate between 92 and 106 BPM for weight control, so I walk. That's good. Another thing that I learned from watching some people on YouTube and podcasts is that if you keep your, supposedly the best thing for, and I'm trying to think what I was particularly watching for. I think it was stress relief. It may have also been, weight loss. I don't think it was weight loss. I think it was for de-stressing and anyway. You're supposed to keep your heart and your walking in zone 2. There's like 5 zones when you walk, depending on how high your heart rate is. And it goes with your average heart rate and the change and all that. But zone 2, which might be what you're in at that point, because 92 to 106, like my zone 5 is about 180 for me, for my heart rate. It's around 170 to 180, I think, my zone 5. And that's what I get into when I actually am running. But zone 2 is probably around 92 to 106, somewhere in there. And that is supposed to be good for weight control and stress and all that. And it's not that taxing necessarily. You could do a brisk walk and get there. So yeah, that's good. Harry says, I walk on an elliptical trainer for 40 minutes each morning. Yeah, I was talking, I think I commented, I hope I commented back. I started writing a comment. Sometimes I start writing comments and then get sidetracked. I kind of wish I had more weight training, like equipment and stuff like that. I do kind of wish that I had a treadmill in the house. But I've also had things like that growing up, and they became clothing hangers and clothing collectors. Right now, my little weight bench that I use at home is being used to store the gemstones that we haven't gone over yet. So yeah, I'm kind of afraid to invest any kind of money in any of that kind of equipment because I don't want it just to turn into that. So I'm trying to force myself to go outside and do things that don't require equipment. But if I do get on a good roll, like you obviously do this every morning, if I get on a good roll, maybe I'll start investing in stuff like that. Amanda says, I guess for some of us, March is going out like a lion, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'd say our weather's okay here, though. Marion says, my cats do sleep a lot of the night, but they also snack at night, too. Yeah. Ours definitely get up for snacks. I know that. And because Andrew's up most of the night still, I know that they go down and visit with him too. So, let's see here. Suzanne says, wish I was there. I'd like to help out. We would like your help in anything. That would be wonderful. I don't know what you're referring to exactly, but yeah, I always like help. Susan says, I use my exercise bike for 30 minutes every morning. See, I'm just afraid if I get the equipment, you know, I'm one of those people that like to jump in everything, buy all the equipment, buy all the stuff. And then sometimes I do it for like a week. So I'm trying to do the opposite of that. I'm trying to start bare bones and actually get on a schedule and do the right thing. And then I'll move into it. So we'll see. Michelle says, haha, my husband and I were just joking about that I was increasing your delicas. You are. You definitely are. And some people are loving it because there's a lot of selection, or getting to be a lot of selection for different kinds of spacers for things, for what they do here at our store. Teresa says, on Long Island, it was the last night you could see the planets. I missed it. I don't like that. I wanted to see that. But it actually was pretty clear here last night. I should have went out to look, but it's been pretty cloudy here and a lot of times. But the last day or two, it's actually been pretty clear. Susan says, our two fur boys sleep a lot, especially in the morning and early afternoon. Yeah, ours get up in the morning, I think, and eat. And then usually because Andrew either goes to bed or he comes to the cottage here and I'm at the store, I think they go to bed then. Because if I go home at any point, it takes them a while to get to the door to greet me. Amanda says, I've been walking more to build up some endurance for a vacation that will involve walking from sun up to past sundown for days on end. What are you doing? I don't think I want to do that much walking at all, but I'm glad that you're doing it, and I hope it's been helping you. I like the running and the walking. Even Andrew, I think, he's started going out in the middle of the night again and doing his nightly walks, which is good to hear too. Julie says, just like I say, just outside Seattle or Tacoma, right? We're just outside, just like an hour away. Some people are like, what? When I lived in New York City, if you said that you go to somebody and I lived in Staten Island when I was there. I also lived in Manhattan and I lived in Brooklyn. And if you went anywhere to a club or anywhere with friends and then you wanted to go back to your place, you better be in Manhattan, because pretty much if you told somebody you lived in Staten Island, there was no way they were going. And Brooklyn, even though it was like a 15-minute train ride, that was too far. So it just depends, right, where you live and what your life is like. But here, we're kind of in the country. We always say, find the place in Western Pennsylvania that's like blank. That's where we are. But we're very lucky to have the merchant community and little small town Main Street that we have in Ligonier. So we feel fortunate. Let's see here. Julie says, my friend is closing her bead store this Saturday, hasn't been in business for years. That's so sad. It really is so sad. I don't like that. Marianne says, that would be correct, William. It is zone 2. That's what I thought. Made sense. Yeah, zone 2 is supposed to be really good for weight control and like not shedding weight necessarily, but keeping it where you want it to be, but also energizing your body. So I might add some zone 2 stuff into my routine as well. I'd like to lose a little bit of weight first though. So that's why I'm boosting it. Plus I just like the running. Francis, my cat Herman, does the zoomies in the middle of the night and hollering. Yeah, sometimes, I guess, the middle of the night to different people means different things. So I shouldn't say that our cats go to sleep, because our cats don't usually go to sleep until 2 or 3 in the morning. And that to most people may not be night anymore, particularly, or at least, the middle of the night. That's more like the end of the night. So yeah, our cats definitely sometimes do the zoomies at, like midnight to 2 probably is when they get around to it. And some of them holler a little bit sometimes, or snack as well. Hello, Donna. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you here, Donna. Donna knows what I mean about driving an hour is not that far, probably, right? Harry says, I have 5 big machines in a row in the basement. Weight machine, elliptical, recumbent bike, treadmill, and vertical bike. I use the elliptical most. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. I have some free weights in our basement that I was using until I got the resistance bands. And then we have a, it's not really exercise equipment, but we have a, I can't think what it's called. You flip upside down and hang upside down. Inversion board, that's what it is. Inversion table, inversion board. I have one of those in our basement, which I do like sometimes. It gives you a good stretch sometimes when you need it. Susan says, the bike is something I'll consistently do. I get up, the felines give the felines the breakfast, and I use my machine while catching up on the morning news. That's good. That's good. Amanda says, it's fun walking. Oh, going to Disney World. I can't believe it. That's awesome. I've never been. I've never been to Disneyland. I've never been to Disney World. I've never been to any of those things. So I hope you have fun. When is that you get to go? I forget if you said, or did you just say later the year? Harry says, if it's clear, go out tonight and look. These things last for a week. Oh, that's good. Marianne says, it's cloudy here today. I know. Today it's pretty nice here, but it's supposed to, I think the rain's coming in tonight. Amanda says, I got new running shoes. Nice. I've been using the same running shoes for years because I barely use them. But at one point I got shoes that are almost like not wearing anything. They're very, very kind of low profile, and like I can move my toes and the whole shoe moves, kind of almost barefoot running, but not quite. And I really like them, but I think they don't make them anymore. So I don't use them enough in a year to wear them out. Hopefully I'll get to that point, but then I'll have to see what I need to get after that. But I feel like those kind of running shoes are best for me. My feet feel more comfortable in that kind of thing. So that's what I was using. In opposed to walking, I have these special, they look like the heel, the sole is like this thick on, and they look like orthopedic shoes or something for my walking, but my feet are wide. So for tennis shoes or walking shoes or just everyday shoes, I need more of that because I have a high arch and wide feet. Anyway, like you needed to know, right? Terry says the bead store near me is closing on April 24th. That's awful. All these stores, I hate hearing that. I hate that. So that's, you know, it makes me feel even more lucky that we have all of you out there supporting us and that we're able to keep things going. Julie says, yes, love the Zoomies, right? Aren't they fun? When they're being nice to each other. Sometimes our Zoomies get a little bit loud and sounding a little angry, so we got to break that up. Francis, it's wild to have to call his name, then he settles down. It's hilarious, right? Marion says that's just really early morning, right? 3 to 4 in the morning, 2 to 3 in the morning. Yeah, I know. For some of y'all out there, that's not the night anymore. Probably for our cats either, because they're up during that time. Susan says, my little cat ran off with a strand of beads and I haven't found it yet. I am surprised. With as much as we have out most of the time, our cats pretty much leave the beads alone for most of it. Sometimes they get a little naughty, but they don't usually run off with strands of beads. Leave a phone cord charger or phone charging cord in the wall, or leave a scarf out with a little piece of fabric or dangling, or a tassel, or, you know, the scarf ends, they will attack those and try and take those away. Barnaby loves to try. He opened it the other day, our closet in our bedroom. I have no idea how. Should not be able to get that door open, but he opened it the other day and pulled out some scarves and tried to start eating them. Luckily, Andrew caught him. His brother told on him. So Andrew's like, what's going on? And Gilbert's like, he'll sometimes stand outside and kind of look. He tells on his brother sometimes. He's supposed to be the lookout, but he does a better job of telling on him than looking. So luckily Andrew caught him before that all got crazy. Let's see here. Susan says, I got new Skechers. They aren't tennis shoes, but still very comfortable. I used to wear Skechers a lot in college, but I haven't worn them in a while. And that's probably because I just need higher soled or whatever shoes. I don't know. But I used to like my Skechers. They make nice shoes. End of April, you're going, Amanda, after the spring break rush is over. Nice. Good idea, right? Good idea. Cinnamon prefers pearls, Suzanne says. See? Teresa says, I took a lot of classes at that bead store. I will miss it. It's sad when that happens. I don't like that. Fran says, my Herman puts them in his box of toys. That's nice. He puts stuff away. That's good. Harry says, I used to wear Adidas ROM, best shoe I ever had. I don't think they make it anymore. That's the problem, right? You get the shoes you like and then they stop making them. Marianne says, only Tyr has ever touched the beads. Susan says, we call cat zoomies wrastlin'. Usually not serious, but we watch out for that. And phone cords are off limits. I know. Sometimes we'll leave a phone cord out and forget about it, and it's chewed up. It doesn't charge the phone anymore. We're like down to our last cable that I have. And I keep trying to gather it up and store it away. But yeah, sometimes our cats wrestle when they're wrestling each other, and sometimes it's just the zoomies where they kind of chase each other, but they don't like develop that cat rolling ball like that cat. I can't think of the word now. They're on westerns. Tumbleweeds, cat tumbleweeds. That's the word. Sometimes they do that. Then we do have to break it up. Then we call that the wrestling. The zoomies, they're just like running around like crazy. Francis, love it. Cats are awesome. They are awesome. They are. Amanda says, I have found Saucony runners to be great for my duck feet. I've never heard of that, I don't think. I'll have to look that up. Susan says, yep, they roll and tumble at times, right? They do. They do. All right. So I don't know. I have more to say. I don't know if I want to talk more or if I should go into the lots. But today, I didn't get into what I did today. Today, I fell down the rabbit hole. of researching about different things, different ways to make jewelry. And I started getting into Andrew, during his symposium on Monday, they had a class, or kind of showing of CAD-based jewelry making and how they use CAD. And that stuff is all out of Andrew's kind of wheelhouse. But when I was in high school, I thought I was going to be an engineer. So I took a lot of drafting classes, and that's actually what pushed me to want to be an engineer, because I love the drafting classes. So I've always been interested in CAD, and I always felt like I could be more creative in a way with CAD than I can freehand. Like, I'm not a freehand artist at all. I'm not able to draw much of anything. Like I said, stick figures come out wrong. But with CAD, I was able to make things and develop things. And so I keep thinking about that every once in a while. Like, is that something that I should look into getting back into? Would I find it enjoyable now where I am in my life? And so just out of curiosity, I started looking at CAD programs and asking Andrew what they used. And then I started diving a little deeper into that, and I said, okay, what do I do with this thing that I make? Should I decide to make things in CAD? And then so I started deep diving into various 3D printers, and ones that would be, not super expensive. Like, you have to be like, if this is totally like, if it's going to be like $15,000, it's like, no, there's no way I'm getting involved in that. But when you start looking and it's like, oh, I could maybe do this with that, and it's not like crazy, like out of the realm of possibility crazy. So I found some 3D resin printers, and I'm like, okay, so what do you do with the resin once you've printed this thing that you've made? And a lot of people that I was watching took it to jewelry districts and had them do the rest of the work for that. But then I kept looking, and I found someone who took the entire, just exactly what I was looking for, right? Took the entire process from designing it on CAD to creating it with the 3D resin printer, to cleaning it up and getting it ready for use, to actually creating the actual finished piece of jewelry out of it. And they took through all the vacuum casting equipment, all the equipment they use. They had the whole list of equipment. So I started looking into it and seeing what it would be. And I'm like, this looks kind of fun. I don't know. The biggest holdup for me is whether I could actually do the CAD stuff anymore. That's a huge learning curve, I think, again, and whether I really have time to invest in learning that or not. But it was still really kind of cool to see that, probably for less than probably $5,000, which I know is a lot of money, but for less than that, or around that amount, you could have your own, anybody could have their own in-house kind of jewelry design and manufacturing. You could make the jewelry for that. And so that started getting me thinking. And so I was doing a lot of research on that today, and it was a lot of fun. I saved all the browser tabs. I love this now. I don't know if you use Macs, but on Safari, they now allow you to create your own browser tab groups and save the whole group of them for later. And it doesn't cloud up the, all the browser. You don't have to keep them open forever. You can just throw it in a group. And when you want to go back to it, you just hit that little button and it opens them all back up again. So I was doing that, and I have those saved so that I can go back and kind of, ruminate on it, and whether that's something that I think I'll get into. Like, if I might download, some of the CAD programs have demos. So I'll download a demo and see if that's anything I'm interested in. But if I could actually design rings and design jewelry pieces, like the metal portion of it, whether, the set stone is there, but you can do prong settings and all that with the CAD. And if I could actually learn how to do that, and we could make things like that, I think it could be a really cool thing. Let's see here. So I am now I'm gonna see what you all have to say about that. That's what I do. I talk and then check on what you're saying. Marianne says, talk is fine with me. No money to spend. I get it. I get it. Susan says, my dad and brother were both engineers. Yeah, and no one in my family really was, but I really liked it, and I really liked math for a long time, and I still like math. I just never stuck with it enough to know it anymore. But it was something that I was good at in school, and so I don't know. We'll see. Harry says, I fired the kiln today with about 20 new pieces, 5 figures, and a bowl and cabs. Nice. Good job. Good job. Marianne says, someone 3D printed an edible cheesecake. Yeah, you can do a lot of things with 3D printing. I was looking at resin printers because they have the other ones, but the resin printers seem to have a better resolution when it comes out, as opposed to some of the other ones for the price point that you pay. You can get some really nice ones that use the whatever, acrylic, or that feed that and make everything. But the resin ones seem to have a better resolution for the price. So that's what I was looking at. But you also do need kind of different hardware in some ways for making the resin versus making the other stuff. And then they make 3D printers that actually print with metal dust. So if you want to just completely print a gold ring, apparently, you can just print out a gold ring with this metal dust. Those are out of the realm of possibility for me and for us right now. But it's amazing what you can make with them. I had no idea that you could directly print metal right now. So that's how far out of it I am. I didn't even know you could do that. But you can apparently buy 3D printers now that use metal dust, and they print directly whatever you want to make. You still have to clean them up a little bit and polish them and all that, but it's crazy, crazy talk. Harry says, I made some jewelry with dragonflies by having it printed in metal and fired. See, you can do that. You can do that. Yeah, and we don't really have a jewelry district. I would have to go so far, probably. I don't even know if Pittsburgh has a jewelry district where we could get stuff done. So that's why I wanted to deeper dive into it, to be like, how realistic would this be if I started doing this? Because the CAD programs themselves are not inexpensive. The ones that most people that we've talked about use start at about $1,000 just for the program. So it's an investment for sure. So yeah. Let's see. Amanda says, is it for metals only, the CAD machine? The CAD is computer aided drafting is what it stands for. So it's a program that you put on your computer that you draw the stuff out. So you draw it, you create a 3D kind of model. Most of the CAD programs can also do rendering. So you can make it look like, you would see some renders that once you create, like say you're making a ring and you create the ring and all the curves and arcs and angles that it takes to create that ring. And then you can render it in like gold, and it looks just like a photograph. Like for example, if you go to Apple's website, you see all their computers and their iPads, and not a single one of those is actually a picture, most likely, that they've taken of a product. It's all a render. So it was computer aided drafted. It was CAD made in a program, and then they rendered it with the colors and materials that they specifically use in their products. And so it's all fake. Not any of it is actually their product or a picture of a product. And so that's what it is. You can render out, and you can draw out a ring, for example. You can render it in gold, and it'll look in what it does. It looks just like the ring is actually a thing sitting there, but it's not actually ever been made into a product. And that's what Harry's saying. The CAD is just a drawing. You can have it printed in many materials. Yeah, so once you do the drawing and you render it out, then you can export that into a file that your 3D printer can recognize. And so then you put it in your 3D printer software, and you add all the supports you might need, that the 3D printer will draw not only, it will create not only, like, for example, in this example, the ring, but the supports needed as it prints the ring, to keep that ring steady so that it doesn't collapse on itself or anything like that. So you do that, then you get it out of the 3D printer, and whatever you have to do, if it's resin, you might have to set it in a particular way, and then you cut off all those little supports that it has, and then you have to clean that up, and then you either cast it in metal or you take it somewhere to be casted. But once you have that actual one thing, you can make it into metal. Let's see here. Amanda says, wow, that sounds neat. It really is neat. To be able to create something from absolutely nothing, it always amazes me. And as a non-creative, like, I consider myself a non-creative mostly. I have the ideas for stuff, but the actual process of making it, drawing it, and sketching it, and it's not me. So to be able to take something that, that normally a craftsman would make, like a ring, like a pronged set ring, and to be able to draw that on a computer program, make an actual physical sample of it, and then take that sample and cast it in metal, and to be able to do that for like less than $5,000 or $6,000, and not just that one piece, like forever, do whatever, is kind of crazy, Bonnie says, I wonder how smooth they would be. The pieces you get out of this, perfect. The resin the resin printer I'm looking at has a high resolution, so even the samples come out very smooth, because this guy took it through the whole process and it looked so nice in the end. Oh, let's see here. Some of you are talking back and forth. I'm trying to see which are you replying to me and which are you replying to each other. Looks like you're talking to other people. Kara. Hello, Kara. I don't know you, I don't think. Kara Kimura. Have you been with us? I think you've tuned in once or a few times before. Remind me where you're from. That sounds so fascinating. I learned CAD over 20 years ago as part of my training as an architect. Never thought of its application in jewelry design. Yeah, people are doing amazing things with it. When I did CAD, they didn't have 3D CAD, because that was over 20 years ago too. And so there was only 2D CAD, and it was in DOS that I learned it, but I liked it a lot. And so 3D is something I've never really worked with. And so that would be something that would be a challenge, I think, for me. But I think it could be fun. Susan says, I'm multitasking, doing both YouTube and Facebook while the Hubs talks to me. My head is spinning a bit, but it's sort of working. That's good. Hello, Nancy. Kara says, hi, William. I'm from Honolulu. Nice. Welcome. I would love, we haven't been to Hawaii in a long time. I've only been once. We did a bead show there one time, and I loved it. But Andrew used to go fairly often for bead show work, but I've only ever gone once, and that was back in, I want to say 2008. It's been too long. I would love to go again. Michelle says, I'm multitasking too, setting up my loom for a beaded hat band. Nice. Marianne says, an AG Bead fam, welcome to all the newbies. Yes, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Nancy says, I think this convo may be over my head. Only because you didn't tune in earlier, Nancy. But yeah, nothing is over anyone's head. That's what we like to say here, right? Everybody can learn everything. Sometimes it just takes some of us longer, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all have strengths and things that are not as strong, right? Oh, all right. Well, I've talked for an hour now. It's time to show you some stuff. So I'm going to show you. We have 15 lots for you today, which we've been doing these in batches of 15. So we're going to keep trying to do that. 15 lots to show you today. So let's spin the camera around and get to it. You just finishing.
Just finished.
Andrew's just finishing, and we're just getting started over here.
Oh, good.
So there's Andrew tuning in now.
Howdy.
Been talking about everything going on today.
What went on today?
Oh, just my day. We don't need to replay it.
Oh, no.
Andrew can watch the rewatch, right, everybody? It's taken me an hour just to get to the showing of stuff already. Let's move this. I had this tape down. What I didn't even talk about is we filmed with Jen again yesterday. And so we have more Saturday morning tutorials to edit and bring out to you all. So if you're new to us, every Saturday morning, we started doing a Saturday morning YouTube tutorial with our in-store teacher, Jen Touchon. And we just filmed 2 more of those. They're not lives. They are pre-filmed and post-produced. And then we debut them on Saturday morning around 8:30 a.m. What I am learning from watching the stats on all those videos is that most people start tuning in around 9 to 9:30 a.m. So I might adjust the debut schedule. We'll see. Anyway, that's why this was taped down. So it was easy for Jen to not move around while she was trying to film her tutorial. All right, if you've not been watching along with us for a while, you may not know this, but we're on lot 76 in this spring cleaning. So lot 76, at least I think so. I hope so. I hope my spreadsheet was right that I looked at today and was updated well. So we are on lot SC 76. This is $5, and it's this beautiful strand of this purple, deep purple color faux sea glass. This is manufactured sea glass. It is manufactured in China with a gentleman we know who has employed most of his family and a large portion of the village that his family is in. They had some, I believe it was it droughts or was it floods, Andrew? It was flooding. And they normally relied on crops. And during the flooding, all that was impossible. A lot of people were losing their livelihoods. So this gentleman, starving. So this gentleman bought all the equipment to make manufactured sea glass and helped that village that his family still lived in prosper by doing this.
So those giant like tumblers.
Yeah, gigantic, like gigantic.
He showed us a picture on his phone, and you could like a person, several people
could get in
inside.
there. Yeah. So that's where this manufactured sea glass comes from.
And this is the wholesale price. So
yeah, you're getting the same price we would pay generally if we bought these. Let's see here.
Who's watching today?
Oh, lots of people are watching. You missed all the call outs. We have 25 people simultaneously watching right now. We've had some new people tuning in,
good.
Which we always like to see. People, please hit that share button. Let people know we exist in the world.
Yeah, we're trying to spread the love.
We've been talking about bead stores closing. About 2 or 3 people on here said they had local bead stores just closing this year or going to be closing. And
Who is it?
We were talking about how fortunate we were to still be around and doing what we do because of all the people who watch us and help out.
Yeah, we're super lucky.
All right, next up, lot SC 77.
Playing it by ear, y'all.
More manufactured sea glass. This is $5 per strand. Some of these we have more than one. Most of them we only have one of these lots.
Yeah, I just finished that virtual symposium. Oh, and I wanted to remind people that at the end of May, I was asked to speak at Touchstone during the Snag at Touchstone event.
Did you tell people that? I don't know if I saw the live where you were telling people that.
I don't think I may have shared it.
You were holding it close to your chest for a while.
Yeah, because I didn't know if I was
He's
actually
allowed
going to do it or not.
do it or allowed to tell anybody.
I wasn't allowed to tell for a while, so I didn't tell anybody.
So surprise everybody. If you
Hooray!
didn't hear that already.
So if you want to come and do some metal stuff out in the woods,
That'd be cool.
and it's not too expensive.
And then visit us at Allegory Gallery. Take a road trip.
Yeah, if you come at the right time, we'll load up the minivan. We'll have a bus.
There you go. Bus back and forth.
There you go.
the Allegory Express. There you go.
Non-stop. Maybe we'll stop at Ohio Pile.
There you go. Oh, that's a nice place to stop. Christy enjoyed it when she came by.
Heather too.
That's right. I forgot we took Heather to Ohio Pile.
You what?
Did we take Heather to Ohio Pile?
Yeah, because the whole workshop was on waterfalls.
That's right. Did I go? I don't remember going. Boy.
You may have not gone to that one.
Yeah, I may not have gone.
You might have been working.
Marion says, I think it was on a post that Andrew made. See? So if you don't follow Andrew, surprise everybody. Andrew's doing a talk. They picked him to do a talk on metalwork. He's like, I hardly do this. Why did I get picked? But they wanted a beginner's point of view, right? Early career point of view.
I'm going to be the old early career person. Right? The other person they picked is like fresh out of school.
Maybe early career. Maybe that does sound better than a beginner. So you're just early in your career. You're not a beginner.
The other people like fresh face. I'm going to go up
20 years younger.
Shamble up on stage and look bedraggled.
Bedraggled. So this is lot SC78, $5 for this one. And I think this one is the 10 millimeter as well. Yep, 10 millimeter. Faux sea glass, manufactured sea glass in this light kind of beigey purple, I'm going to call it. Mauve-y color. Mauve, that's probably the color, right? That's mauve, I think.
So hopefully, if people are around here, they'll come for that.
Yeah.
Because I hope they don't cancel. If they cancel, I'm going to be sad. I'm going to get paid for this. So
he's actually getting a paid gig.
I know.
He's used to talking to everybody for nothing.
I know.
Now he's going to get paid.
I probably shouldn't advertise that.
Yeah. Andrew asks, he always asks for huge fees too, everybody.
And I get them.
And he gets them.
I want them and I get them. All expense paid.
Nice. Let's keep doing that.
I know, right?
Nancy says, I wish you guys could see my cat, Alice. She is smiling at your banter. Good. I like that. Marianne says, my career didn't start until 2006. See, it's okay. Suzanne says, I retired, then started teaching. Right? Good. This is SC79, $5. And I guess I didn't tell you how to claim because I knew this was scrolling. So if you want to purchase anything, take down the lot number, SC79. Send that to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. First to claim is first to get it, and we will send out invoices once I compile the spreadsheet of who asked for what and go through all the emails to see when they're time stamped and who got what. And if you don't get a spreadsheet or an invoice from me, that means you did not get it. You can send your email at the very end of this show. That means generally you will probably miss out on some things. There's a bigger chance of missing out, but maybe you want to claim like 10 things, but you're not thinking you're going to get them all, and that's okay. Then do it at the end. But if you claim during the show, like if you sent an email for this already, you may have gotten it, right? So that's how you can do that.
And if they're new, just make sure that if you claim something, you want it.
Yes, please, please, please do not send me any emails for things that you don't for certain want. Now we know on these, you never know what you're going to get. So there's the temptation to overorder. And then when you get your invoice, you say, oh, I don't want this one anymore. And I don't want that one. We don't do that. That's the quick way of getting kicked out of the purchasing cycle.
It's a headache.
It is a headache. That means I have to go back to all the ones that you refused and go tell everybody who already didn't get them that if you want it, it's still available. and that gets messy. So please only send emails for things that you definitely want. Very rarely have we had to ban anybody, but that's the way to get banned, y'all.
If you make a headache.
Yeah. Once we get it, like you don't understand the rules. Twice, nah. We have to take a hard stance somewhere, right? We're pretty easygoing, but every once in a while we got to say, this is the line, this is the sand line right here. And over claiming and not purchasing is that sand line. This is SC80, $5 for these. You get these little rounds in here as well as the, sometimes people forget that these are like beads in here, right? So those little spacers, you get those as well as these little shards.
I always keep those.
Yeah, why not?
Waste not, want not, right?
That's right. Those are good for stuff. Vanessa said those are cute. Harry says, I retired from photo, then started teaching as a sub for 3 years, then retired again. Nice. And now you do probably more work. No, I'm not going to say more work, but you do a lot of work for being retired. But at least you're doing stuff you love. Susan says, that would make a striking necklace. Yes, that would. That would be so pretty. Or beautiful earrings, right?
Those would glow against her face.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. All right. What's up next here, y'all?
I hope y'all get lots and lots of beads because I've been watching this symposium and my wish list is growing exponentially.
We were just talking about what I was looking at today, too.
That one that you shared today to me.
What did I share to you today?
The 3D printer.
Oh, one of the 3D printers, probably.
I was like, dude, you're going to have to work a little. We'll have to do extra for that.
Which one did I share?
That one from England.
I don't even remember.
It was like $5,000.
No, the 3D printer I finally came to the realization that I would probably get is, I think, $1,200. No, it's like $700.
Wow, that equals my thing.
He's like, those are my two things then.
Did I be long cherishing?
He says, not just some new fad that I'm thinking about doing.
Maybe wait until you have more time.
He says, wait till you got time. That means never, everybody. That means never.
That doesn't mean never. Maybe you get a little bit of time.
This is a little bit of time.
Because right now you don't really have much time. So
he says, you ain't got no time. So this is SC81, $12 for this vintage acrylic.
my stuff I can put to use the next day.
But will you?
I often do.
But will you? We'll see. He's got some little tools coming. We'll see how quickly they get put to use.
Which little tool?
Your little chasing tools.
Oh, I'm excited for them.
Yeah. See, he already got something. I didn't get something now.
We
got to trade off on the purchasing.
That's different.
He says that's different.
I still got credit, y'all.
He's got credit.
If it's gonna be extra, if it's gonna be even.
Where's this credit come from?
If yours is that much, mine was only this much.
Well, I didn't take any classes either.
Yeah, but I got a scholarship for that.
Nancy says, I love that color. I know. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice?
That's the only one I can find. You know, there used to be an artist who, if you want to jazz these up, they would take StazOn ink, and it's a type of ink that is permanent, and they would rubber stamp images onto their flat acrylic pieces, and it stayed. So if you want to use those, I think that's what I got this originally for, was to make little stamped portraits or something. So
there you go. There's an idea. There's an idea. SC81, $12 only for that. That's a nice strand for $12. And I love the sound. Love that. Love that. Yes, Marianne. Andrew did do his paintings for class fees. I'm talking about last year's classes. all those, was it last year? All those classes. He went outside, so he can't defend himself right now. So now we can talk about it. All right. Next up, SC82. SC82, $8. This is a strand of, this is actually pink snowflake obsidian, which is pretty wild.
You don't see it very much.
Pink snowflake obsidian. You get these strand of drops. And let me show you, they are approximately 10, well, almost 11 millimeters at their widest and about 14.5 millimeters long.
I want to say that pink snowflake obsidian is a misnomer for a type of jasper, like an orbicular jasper.
Michelle says, think how much jewelry you could make off that 3D printer. I know.
I am not opposed to the 3D printer, y'all.
He's like, William just has a habit of buying things and not using them.
Don't get it confused, y'all.
He's like, if William was a CAD genius, he's like, we would have a 3D printer.
Maybe take the CAD class first, and then you can buy it.
He's like, and then you can decide if you're going to do that.
Because by the time you get around to using it, the technology will be done phased out. And,
see, everybody, he knows me. He knows me. He knows I still have a pottery wheel that I haven't used yet.
I am highly encouraging you to take one of Amy's classes, and maybe we're gonna start rewatching that Great Pottery Throwdown.
I know, I love that show.
And then you're gonna feel the urges.
The urges to create.
You're gonna get the stirring for the pottery.
That's what I showed you today. The 3D pottery printer.
That was very expensive.
That was for pottery. That was not the most expensive 3D printer I looked at today, but it prints any kind of clay. So you can use it for porcelain. You can print porcelain vases. You can print anything.
It's super cool.
And it does the glazing too. I don't know how it does it. I think it fuses it as it makes it.
I don't know. I don't understand that.
Because the one woman did a vase with all these little bumps and it put the glaze on with it.
That's super cool. But also,
he's like super
very,
cool.
Very expensive, and it's only available in England. So we would have to import.
Was it England? Because it was in euros.
Well, somebody, it was, I looked at it, the import-export tariffs on it, and so it added extra $1,000 on top, and I was like, this is for the rich people.
And so
we don't have to do a GoFundMe.
That was a pretty expensive one. That was a pretty expensive one. But
like if you go and do Hoopty 3D printer, they sell that on Facebook Marketplace, $150.
Well, the 3D printer I ultimately found that most people are saying is good for the jewelry is a resin 3D printer. And it prints in resin. And then you use a vacuum caster. And those aren't that expensive, surprisingly. And then
there's one on this Facebook Marketplace for the vacuum caster, y'all.
Oh, yeah? How much is it?
You have to talk about it. That's not too bad.
Andrew's like, because I've been looking at it already.
I'm always looking for a deal. And we're also building out the new studio, plus my studio.
See, that's what I figured. Even if I don't use this stuff, we'll have it for use that people can come in and rent time. That's how I get out of it, everybody. So this is lot SC83.
They don't know how.
All these wonderful things for $12. The whole lot of it.
Goodies in there.
So there you go.
I'm not saying no to the. By the way.
Andrew's like, we need to talk about it. I'm not saying no.
That because I am very interested in it as well, but I don't know how to do it. And the guy,
I need to download the CAD program because I started watching this guy on YouTube, and they were actually, I shouldn't say guy because it could have been guy or girl. I was not sure. So they were talking about, because it never showed their face. They were talking about how to do, they took you through the CAD program to make like an entire thing. And in like a 9-minute video, they made a ring. I was like,
Yeah, I watched one of the symposium people. He made a ring also as his demo on CAD on Rhino.
That's what this, I was looking at Rhino.
And it was really cool, but it was like he was speaking another language. And I'm sure that if I like rewatched it and like stopped it and did it one at a time, I could probably figure it out. But I'm apparently the slow learner when it comes to a computer, because I was like, this like water rushing over my head. It's nothing soaking in.
And because of that, I started looking up 3D scanners because they make scanners now that Andrew could create something, we could scan it and then reproduce it using the casting stuff. And you want to talk expensive, y'all.
Our friends, they have that for their prototyping business.
The cheapest one I found, I think, started at $12,500.
They got that kind of money. So.
And the most expensive one I saw, which was not the most expensive one, I was like, oh, this looks like the middle ground on their spec sheet. $60,000.
I don't know if they have that kind of money. Our one friend, they got enough money they can do that. But.
And I was like, ooh, this 3D stuff could be really cool because you could take anything and scan it and recreate it.
It's the future, y'all.
Yeah, like Andrew could draw something. Well, he could sculpt something because he's good at that, not me. And then we could just scan it and make hundreds of them.
Did you watch that? You watched that show, The Peripheral? And that lady, she works at the 3D printer place.
Yeah.
And everything's made on the 3D printer, basically. It's basically the future Kinko.
Doesn't this sound nice?
I think those are so cool.
These are really cool. These are dyed shell. And in this beautiful peachy color. SC84. $4 for the strand only. Michelle says it would be great for you, the resin one. Did I say that? Yeah.
The one, there's a wonderful enamelist, and I went to the ECU symposium, and she uses that program to make her her plique jour things, and then they cast it in fine silver, and she sends off the casting too, so she doesn't even do her own casting. And then she goes and she gets the vessels and fills in the, basically like a coloring book, but in 3D with glass.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so, she also did a demo, which also did not permeate my skull.
Well, I was telling them I found this one video that the guy took from the CAD drawing, produced it in the resin, took it and sanded it down and did all the work for it, then took it to the vacuum caster, vacuum cast it, whatever, and then did the melt out and all, and the actual lost resin. Apparently it burns out the resin.
It's a lost wax technique.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's so funny that they have a technology that is like cutting edge, and then they still go back to the ancient way of casting.
Yeah, and this is all like, his whole setup would sit on like a dining room table. It was no bigger than that to do all this work. It was so cool. This is synthetic strawberry quartz, y'all. Synthetic strawberry quartz, one strand of it available, $8, SC85.
Yeah, I think that's super cool. The one I want to get, this is Momoko. She does Japanese raising, and then they have this technique where they score the surface of the metal with these chisels, and then they burnish the other metal, and it like the grooves in the metal like grip onto the sheet metal on top, and it's so cool.
I don't know what that all means, but
Yeah, it's neat. It was like a whole new world.
Michelle says, our friend has one we don't, but he makes toys for his son with it. The 3D printer, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, I think a 3D printer would be awesome, but I need to research.
Well, we couldn't really use it unless we can do CAD because we can't afford a 3D scanner.
Yeah.
So unless we can do the CAD, the 3D print, I mean, you can download already pre-made things and make them, but
No, but it's kind of like the laser, and the laser.
at least you can draw for that.
But see, the issue with the laser is that you have to know stuff on the like how to make the files and stuff, which is the biggest learning curve. And so it took me weeks and weeks of trying to learn this programs and then like relearn them every time they do an update.
So this is SC86, $8. This is Korean lampwork glass.
But I should say also that I'm not the tech person, so
no.
Like learning programs, it doesn't always work out. I mean, once I learn how to do it, I know how to do it. But then when it's constantly changing.
Yeah, and you've had some schooling in that kind of artistic program.
That's like 20. That's old.
Yeah, but still, at least some.
Ancient times.
At least some.
That Illustrator from 2000 is
well,
different.
my CAD program was on DOS, so
yeah,
there's a little bit of difference there. SC87, this is more lampwork glass, $8 for this strand. This is a big strand of this.
Yeah, that's basically half off.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, so I think that would be good. Like, once we have some time and like, really dedicate like a day a week on learning, it would be great to take. They have classes in at the community college,
mm-hmm.
and I think it's helpful to have somebody there that you can like talk to and troubleshoot.
This is one of my favorite strands, y'all. SC88, more lampwork glass, $6. I'm sorry, this is Chinese glass, Chinese lampwork, $6.
Yeah, they're just fun. They do a core, it's an opaque core, and then they put the transparent glass on top of it.
They're so cool. I think this is my favorite strand of the night. Only $6. Just grab it, somebody. $6 to add that to your stash. Good deal.
This is spring cleaning for real.
Yeah, it is.
I was talking about this a little bit last night, but like some people, they buy stuff in to have a spring cleaning sale.
That's true.
And that's fine, you know, that's...
Got to do what you got to do, I guess.
But in my mind, that's not really spring cleaning.
No, that's new arrivals. It's like, here's some new arrivals. That's how we do it. But some people do a little bit of spring cleaning, but they boost it up with extras that they buy. Yeah. But yeah, we're actually spring cleaning. This is all stuff that is Andrew's stash or here at Star Cottage Studio in the bead room and is being Andrew's deciding he's not using liquidating. Yeah, we really are. So here you have more of this lampwork. These are all little lampwork frogs. Look at this.
They're really fun. I
know some of you like the animals. I know Amanda's out there. She is always using the animals.
If you like lampwork animals, I might have some stuff for you.
Marianne says, pretty, but I will not be tempted. Sad face. So this is a whole strand of frogs and lampwork glass. SC89 is the lot number. $10 is the price on that.
Wouldn't it be cool if you made, taking the techniques that I showed last night and make a lily pad out of copper?
Nancy says, I applaud you, Andrew. It's hard to purge from your personal stash.
Not me.
Not you. Andrew's like, I get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's hard for me.
You know, when I first started, it was hard. Now, there's some stuff, like if somebody creep over and start looking at my Anchoy, I'm going to get the ruler out and slap their hand.
Or your sapphire cabs.
Yeah, I actually let go of some of the sapphire cabs, so it's not. So that was not. But like there's some stuff Like if you start creeping around some places, I'm gonna be like, "What you doing?"
What you doing?
But everything else,
He'd be like, you don't belong here anymore.
"Get out."
All right, last one of the night, SC90, $8. Are these little, I don't know, they look like little barrels. Like, I don't know. I think these are cool.
I think that'd be so cool with some fabric beads, like some
Oh,
silk
yeah.
beads.
They look like oil barrels or something like that. They even have the little thing around. I think that's so cool.
I did a tutorial on
Look, it's half full, everybody.
paper beads, but you could take that same idea with on the straw, on adhering to those. What straws? Those big. What do you call that stuff that I get sometimes at the Asian restaurant? Bubble tea.
Oh, the tapioca pearls.
Yeah. What do they call that? Is that bubble tea?
Bubble tea with the, yeah.
Don't they have another name for that?
I don't know.
Anyway, so they make these great big straws, and those are about the same size. And you could definitely make your own fabric beads and incorporate that, or maybe with some kumihima put in there.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, boba. Nancy
Boba
says
tea.
boba tea. You're right. All right, let me flip this camera around, y'all. That was a lot of talking, a little bit of showing, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Told you we were going to talk today. I'm chatty today. Suzanne says, such goodies tonight. Thanks. Thank you. Susan says, closed captioning came up with sapphire calves. Like your calves.
I would like that.
Calves of sapphire.
Rock hard calves.
That's how my calves felt after running for 2 days.
No, they were not that as hard as a sapphire.
Not as hard as a sapphire. He's like, no,
when
they
we
weren't.
had the 5-flight walk up, that was called hard calves. Somebody looked, I was wearing shorts once, and after that, and they're like, your calves are huge. And I was like,
he did have large calves at one point in his life.
I was like, I didn't even think about that.
And now
they're like
twigs.
Well, actually, they're kind of voluptuous because of my body type.
His
Filipino heritage.
Filipino heritage. You do have big calves anyway.
Like
genetics, I think.
Because Max has thick calves too as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, how are your calves so thick as a child?
Yep. All right, y'all. So
how did Henry VIII said a shapely calf?
I did not know
they
that.
Have the hose to show off how shapely his calves are.
Nice. Is that what you're gonna start doing? Wearing the hose?
No, that's constricting.
This is no constriction anymore.
Nah, this is all, I'm entering the loose clothes phase of my life. William, he started sequestering all the large shirts. I was like, I'm the body positive one.
One large shirt I wore last night, everybody.
I'm gonna
one large shirt.
I have to claim them. I'll have to write in Sharpie.
They're down in the laundry basket, everybody.
I'll have to write in the Sharpie my name in big letters, like how they do the children.
Right.
So they don't lose their clothes. Andrew, for Andrew.
And it was a shirt I bought myself too.
Well, now it's all that stuff. You know, when the youth time I get the extra small. Pretty much put that in the fire. That's what it's good for now.
I've tried to give stuff away, and you say we're going to make stuff out of the fabric.
Well, the jeans, like the denim. Well, I have this idea that maybe one day I'm going to make a denim quilt. Those
jeans are going to come back in style soon. Yeah, they actually are the wide leg now.
Basically, we'd have to like the wide leg maybe. But them skinny jeans, this no way to fit into that unless you like buttered it up with some Crisco and did some shimmy and shake. We played this game called See If This Fits. I hate that game. I almost threw up the one time. It was so tight.
Yeah, I tried to put on pants that I wore in New York, and I couldn't even get my thigh into them anymore.
No, it's not going to happen. Like it wouldn't roll over my shapely calves. There's no elastic in that business. Nowadays, I get the one with the elastic made into the fabric and then
built in.
and then that's sometimes unfortunate.
Nancy says they do that in the nursing home. Mark the old people clothes.
Yeah, well, we're
He's like,
entering this new phase.
he's like, we're just going to get used to that right now.
We're gonna, set it and forget it.
There you go. All right, everyone. My phone is about dead. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had fun today. I had fun chatting with you. I was a little bit chatty, so I'm sorry if you didn't like that. But hey, that's what it is when you join, hang out with us. I had a lot to talk about today, I guess. So thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is in your neck of the woods. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. We do these lives 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Tuesday is usually a tutorial. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are showing you something or just chatting with you. So if you're new to us, we hope you'll tune in again. Please hit that like, please hit that share, please hit the subscribe on YouTube, and follow or like our business on Facebook. And until tomorrow, have a great one, everyone. Bye now.